everyone, my name is Bridget and this is Lil. She'll be joining us today, and welcome to my channel. This video is going to be an about me, just talking about myself, what I like to do for fun, just giving you a couple of facts because I've done a couple of videos and realized my best friend actually called me out. She's like, you should probably tell people a little bit about yourself. So I'm going to pin this video to my channel, just letting people know what I like to do for fun, who my family is, where I've grown up, and those types of things. So I'm going to start just by an intro. Again, I'm Bridget. I'm 27 years old currently. I'm a Gemini, born in June, and I currently live in Southern California. I spent about 25 of the 27 years of my life so far in California. I had a short stint living in Birmingham, Alabama for a startup that I was working at there, and otherwise have lived in both Northern and Southern California. I was actually born in Northern California, lived there till I was 6, moved down to Southern California, which is where I'm currently located, and then went back up to Northern California for school, moved to Birmingham, and then moved back to Northern California. And since COVID, have moved back down here and purchased a house with my fiance. I am engaged. I got engaged in March of last year, and we're probably going to get married in 2024. And I'll tell you a bit more about my family in the next clip while I'm walking my dog, but just wanted to kind of do some of my favorite things in this video, walk you around in a day in my life with me in the sense of just answering questions in different locations and different phases of my day. And it's currently a raining day in Southern California. It is normally very nice weather and sunny, but this year it's been very rainy, and I absolutely love the rain. That is something about me. I would live in Seattle if I could, but this is where a lot of my family is, and it's been fun to be living back where I grew up. So I'll kind of show you around on my day, answer some questions, and just have this be a place where you can check in to get to know a little bit more about me, and I'll probably do an updated one each year. So really appreciate you clicking on my YouTube channel, and looking forward to sharing more content with you in the future and just telling you a bit more about myself. Okay, hopefully the audio picks up on this. I am out on my daily walk with my dog Lil. We do this every day. It is normally a lot brighter and sunnier in Southern California than this, but we'll make do. So I'm going to answer who my family is. First off, I live with my fiance Connor and Lil, our 4-year-old golden retriever. I got her when I was living in Birmingham, Alabama for those 2 years. I've always wanted a golden retriever, so it was the best thing ever to finally get one. We're best buddies and try to keep her outside and doing fun things every day. And then I have an older sister who lives in New York City. She's engaged to be married this upcoming May, and a younger brother who is based out of Seattle, Washington, and is in the Navy. He's stationed in Seattle, and his boat is in the dry docks right now. And then my parents normally live about 5 minutes down the street from where my fiance and I bought our home, but they are currently living in Amsterdam for 2 years. So we're going to go visit them this summer. They moved there for my dad's job and just decided to hang out there for a while. So they're really enjoying it. And then all of my extended family on my parents' sides are all over the country: Florida, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Arizona, etc. And then Connor's family is based mostly out of Northern California, which is where he grew up, as well as his brother lives in Montana. So we're all over the place, especially my mom's side of the family. We try to keep in touch with things like doing a monthly book club as a family. And we found ways to really keep in touch, even though we're not physically close, we are emotionally. So it's been a lot of fun to just find ways to keep in touch and stick together even through COVID times. So on to the next question. The next question I'm going to answer is, what do you do for work? And I'm going to get a little bit vulnerable because I'm actually currently unemployed. And yes, it was intentional. I quit my job at the end of October 2022, and it is currently February of 2023. And I have not started a new job yet. So I had been working at 2 different startups since graduating from college. I was really involved in student government and things like clubs and activities in college, and had just been really burnt out. COVID in the startup world was pretty crazy. My last company especially gave people no relief, little to no relief. There was barely any opportunity for vacation, and I had gotten my anxiety to quite the level. I was working with a company in Indonesia and having to balance time zones between the East Coast and Indonesia and Croatia, and it was just too much for me personally. And I was getting a lot of anxiety attacks and having a lot of moments where I just was reflecting and decided, I don't know if this is the right path for me. I had just gotten an opportunity to become a leader on a team and was managing multiple people, but I didn't feel like I was being the best version of myself at work or at home. and decided the right thing would be to take a break from work. I thought that was going to be a couple of weeks or a month, and here we are quite a few months later. And I still am on the journey of figuring out what's next. I am dealing with my anxiety and making sure to find coping mechanisms that I'll be able to use when I decide to take the next step. But for now, my fiance has been supportive of me just taking some time off to figure out what I want to do, what my hobbies are, and where my heart lies. And that's why I've just kind of taken this time to create a journal of sorts by documenting the things that I'm going through for YouTube. And I just love watching content, creating it, trying to push myself to be more creative in as many ways as I can. So this is one of them. And yeah, I'm sure at some point I'll figure out what's going to be next, and I'm just not rushing it, because I think that's what happened in my last couple of jobs was I was just feeling I had to prove something to someone, and then when I took a step back, I was only just stressing myself out and making things a big deal for honestly no reason. So I'm going to figure out what's next at some point. I'm not pushing myself to do that anytime soon. And I'm just giving myself the space and the grace to be patient and kind of determine what I really want to do. I know a lot of people don't have that luxury, and some people just have to go to work for the sake of it and understand that it isn't the entirety of life. But I used to feel that way. I used to feel like my job was everything to me. And working in the startup world, especially during COVID, where you're always by your laptop, there's this expectation that you're going to be on 24/7. And that's what I was doing. I would go to sleep looking at Slack and wake up, and the first thing I would do is look at Slack. And it was just incredibly unhealthy. And so, kind of looking at this time as a detox from all of that, finding ways to set healthy boundaries, to create healthy habits for myself with how I eat, with how I work out, with how I take care of my dog, take care of my house. So, really just trying out different routines. And that's what you'll see a lot of experimentation with. What does and doesn't work for me, and what could or couldn't work for you is really situational and dependent. But it's really fun to be able to have the time to experiment with those types of things and start to make decisions for myself and not for other people. So that's kind of what's going on currently with my lack of employment, I guess is the right answer. But I'm excited to see what the future holds and determine what my hobby that comes through as my next career is going to be. I don't think it will be in the startup world, just because of how honestly traumatizing the last couple of years were for me personally. But I'm excited to see what's next. And until then, we'll enjoy documenting it through YouTube. The next question I'm going to answer is, what do you like to do for fun and what are your hobbies? So I'm going to be making an acai bowl. I love cooking and love cleaning the house, doing things in the kitchen. So I'm going to talk through kind of what I'm making here, how I make my acai bowls. I make a couple of these a week and I absolutely love them. I start with the frozen base. I'm going to do frozen banana, frozen strawberries, and then a frozen mix from Costco, as well as a little bit of almond milk to make sure that it will mix up well. An acai packet, obviously, since it's an acai bowl, and then some flaxseed and some protein powder. Sometimes I'll also put some peanut butter and coconut inside the base of it, but I want a little bit of a lighter bowl today. So that's going to be the base. And then on top, I'm going to do granola, some cut up strawberries and some blueberries, a little bit of peanut butter, some coconut, a couple of chocolate chips, and I forgot to grab it, but the honey as well. So some honey as well. And I'm going to mix this up and get it prepared while I tell you a little bit about what I like to do for fun. All right. I'll try not to make too much noise, but obviously as it's blending, I will not be able to talk over it. So let's start with the base here. And a couple of my favorite hobbies are cooking, spending time in the kitchen. I really love to make my house a home and make it really cozy so that my fiance and I can enjoy our time that we spend in it. I really like watching movies and things on the couch, cuddling up with the dog, taking her on walks. A lot of my hobbies surround that kind of thing. So going on hikes and walks with the puppy. She's not a puppy, she's 4, but you know what I mean. What are some of my other hobbies? I love watching YouTube, so I'll talk a little bit about that in one of my next questions that I answer. I really enjoy spending time with family. I'm really close with my siblings and my parents. None of them live physically close, so I talk to them on the phone a lot. Spend a lot of time catching up with them that way, and then I really value the time that I spend with them in person. Over the summer, really love going to the beach in Orange County since we have the opportunity to. That's one of my favorite things to do. And I've recently, in the past year, become obsessed with reading. To my mother's dismay, a lot of it is smut. My sister introduced me to it. But I love it. I get captivated by books and just love the idea of getting lost in a story. And in the past year, especially, I've just really enjoyed the time spent sitting down, curling up with a good book, and reading it. Let's see. Just a little splash of almond milk, and I'll keep this on hand and either add this or water to the base if it needs to be less thick than it currently is. I'm going to do just a little bit of protein powder today. I'll sometimes use non-frozen bananas just because it's like easier to blend that way in my opinion. Just a little bit of protein powder. And let's get to blending them. I'm going to throw these in the sink because they got a little bit of acai on them. I try to clean as I go in the kitchen. I really do, again, enjoy cooking and cleaning a lot. I don't love the concept of washing dishes. So that's one of my fiance's chores that he owns instead of me being the owner of that, which is nice. Okay, so I have all of the ingredients inside of the blender, and then I'm going to move the toppings over. I'll need to chop up some of those strawberries and we'll get it blending. But something I've realized as I've been post-COVID, or hopefully getting to a post-COVID world, realizing about myself is that I just really enjoy being a homebody, making my house a home, spending time just with the people that I love and I'm super close with, and not having big friend groups that are really overwhelming that I have to spend a lot of money to spend time with. So that's kind of been what I've been valuing the past couple of years. Recently, we got some Disneyland passes. I talked a little bit about in my last video what it was like to get them. And we've been really enjoying that. Tomorrow we're going to Disneyland for the day. So just being in proximity with things that are fun, like the beach, good restaurants, Disneyland, and really enjoying that, as well as really enjoying spending time at home, are my big hobbies these days and what I like to do for fun. So that's what you'll see a lot of, I'm sure, over time. That will transition as I continue to get to know people in the area that we just recently bought our house in. It'll be fun to kind of spend more time going out to dinner with big groups rather than just my fiance and I. But that's kind of a lot about me. I just love spending time at home and being cozy, and I love a good rainy day. It's raining today, as you can probably tell that the lighting is not that great, but yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'm going to blend this, so plug your ears. I'll mute it for you. Okay, now I have the base of my smoothie all good to go, and I'm going to prep the top of it. I also probably have a little bit more than I need, so I'm going to put some in a cup for my fiance to have as a smoothie. Okay, in my opinion, this is the perfect smoothie bowl consistency where it spreads. It's melting a little bit on the sides, but it's still really thick in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and prep it with all of the topping ingredients. Okay, so now I'm going to put the toppings on the smoothie bowl. So here is the bowl. Almost just spilled that out. So the base layer is always the granola. And then I put on some fresh fruit. So I have blueberries and strawberries. If I have banana, fresh banana, then I'll do that as well. But I normally just do whatever I have on hand. I normally try to get a good amount of fruit, and I've been craving fruit a lot lately, so been trying to keep that on hand. I put just a couple of chocolate chips because it adds a lot of sweetness to it. And I love dark chocolate, so that's what these are. I'm just going to do 2, 4, or 5. I ended up with 5 of them. These are from Trader Joe's, and they're like a little bit wider. Here, let me show you. A little bit wider and flatter than the standard chocolate chip, and I find that that goes really well. In an acai bowl, I'm going to do a scoop of peanut butter. Just a little bit on top. My dog likes to lick the peanut butter off the spoon, so let's get that. And yes, I'm using peanut butter that's literally just peanuts, no extra added oils or salt or anything like that. Good job. And then the final ingredients are coconut, which I'm using as my tripod right now. So I'm going to just add a sprinkle of coconut on top and then some honey. And again, I already had those chocolate chips in there for sweetness, so I don't put too much. It is ready to eat and looks just perfect in my opinion. There you go. Okay, and now for the taste test. I, again, just love cooking, love spending time at home, and so it's so nice to be able to make something that you really know you love and know all the ingredients that are going into it. My dog's also enjoying her strawberries that I put into her food. So let's taste this out. I mean, 10 out of 10, it's always so good. There's something also about home cooking that I love so much around trying different things. So like if I eat an acai bowl and I'm like, oh, that could have used more strawberries, I have creative control to make that decision. So that's something I really love about cooking, is being able to be creative with it and really enjoy the process as well as obviously enjoying the outcome. So I'm going to go enjoy this and then I'll come back to you with the answer to another question in the next clip. All right, the final question that I'm going to answer is what to expect on my channel. And I, as I mentioned previously, absolutely love watching YouTube and consuming it. So I want to make my channel something that's fun to watch and participate in over time. But I really just want to keep this as a log of what I'm doing currently, which if I had to guess over the next year what I'll be recording, it's going to be travel for things like my sister's wedding and visiting my parents in Amsterdam. My sister's wedding will be in New York. So East Coast, New York content in Amsterdam, as well as things like cleaning and cooking and exploring Southern California and trying out new restaurants and new coffee shops and things like that. So, yeah, I'm really excited to just show you all what my day to day life looks like here in Southern California, as well as answer any questions or talk about any topics you all are interested in seeing. But I really appreciate you clicking on this video and being interested in my channel. I'm really enjoying the process of just documenting my life and trying to figure out what hobby suits me the most as I'm going through this time of transition of deciding what's next in my life. So, really appreciate any feedback, any questions, and just looking forward to making this channel something that's fun to document for me and edit and post and keep people engaged and excited about my content. So, thank you so much for watching and clicking into this video and learning a little bit more about me. I'm sure I'll do another one of these in 2024. It is crazy that it's 2023. But yeah, next year we have hopefully a wedding coming up, so I'll probably do some wedding planning content and things like that. But I just really want to make these videos something that would be fun to watch for others, since I really just love the day in the life type of content of other creators. So that's what I'm planning on doing. And thank you so much for clicking into this one, and hope you click into others in the future. Have a good one.